In this video, we're looking at the conflict perspective, which is a major theory in sociology. And we want to understand what it is, how it works, and how it impacts society. All right, so let's take a closer look. Here it says the conflict perspective believes, right? So let's highlight this. Conflict perspective believes that society has various groups. Now, let's take note of this. This is very important because this is the core of the perspective. The belief that society has various groups that have their own interest, right? The groups have their own interest, right? And those interests are specific to the needs. Those interests address their needs, right? So again, let's take a look at this closely. One is the groups, two is interest, and three is needs, right? So the various groups have their own interest, and those interests attend to the needs. This is the core of the conflict perspective. Now let's take a closer look. This is Karl Marx theory that states that society evolves through different stages of economic development, right? So Karl Marx, the German philosopher, sociologist, political theorist, journalist, and many other things, born in 1818 in Germany, has this theory that says that society evolves through different stages of economic development, the conflict perspective. The theory then contends that during the industrialization stage, right, and that's part of the evolution of of society, the evolution of the economy, a class of people known as workers emerge and they earn wages. So workers during the industrial stage emerge and they earn wages, right? So they are known as the proletariat, right? So the low class, right? Those people that work in factories that make manufacture goods and provide services, etc. They are known as the proletariat, right? And this is a class of people that serve society, that are involved in manufacturing, that are involved in goods and services, etc. Right? And that's part of the industrial stage. They come and they become workers. They work for the factory owners or those who own the means of production. Now this is very important, right? So now we have two people. We have the proletariat, right? Who are the workers? These are the workers. And then you have the big guys, who own the factories, who own the shops, who own the means of production, and they are known as the bourgeoisie, right? Again, it's very important for us to make this distinction between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. The proletariat, the workers, the low-wage workers, the working class, right, versus the bourgeoisies who own the factories, own the means of production, the bourgeoisies. And then the theory further contends that the bourgeoisies take advantage of their wealth. They have power because they own the factories, they own the means of production, they own the businesses, they have economic power, they have wealth, power, and influence. And they use the wealth, power, and influence to reorganize society to their own benefit. They don't reorganize society to benefit the proletariat. They reorganize society to benefit their own needs, to themselves, to serve their needs, and to continue their economic dominance, right? So they use their influence and control over the levers of power to manipulate society, social institutions, to manipulate the social institutions to their own advantage and continue their control and dominance over society. This is the conflict perspective that believes that the proletariat are there to serve. They are there to serve them, and they have power over the proletariat. They control the means of production. They have power, wealth, influence to reorganize society to their benefits. They use their influence and control over the levers of power to manipulate social institutions to their advantage and continue their control over and dominance over society. So they take care of their interest, right? So at different stages in the economic evolution, different groups emerge and they become part of the process. In this case, during the industrial stage, the working class emerge, workers emerge, and they get controlled by the bourgeoisies who own the means of production, own the companies, the factories, and seek to take advantage of their power, influence to consolidate their position in society. So this is the conflict perspective, Karl Marx's theory of society.